Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I just started the recording. So welcome to the course Database for Beginners. Today is 14th May. Let us quickly show where you can find your assignments and how I'm recording all the details as a wiki page of this in this MS Teams also. I'm going to share that window. So here is this window. When you open this, you get this window, and here on this side, when you click first you may come in IZC Education, and then here when you say database course for beginners, you'll find this window here, post, files, wikis. When you click wiki, you will have multiple pages here. Right now for 12th May, I've just started creating. I'm just listing, so don't worry about this is incomplete right now. So 5th May, what we have completed, I have put up here. I don't know why this untitled sections have come up.
मैंने आपका जो 12th मई को असाइनमेंट है ना, उस पे लिखा हुआ है असाइनमेंट ऑफ 10th में.
No, मैं अभी दिखा देता हूँ आपको.
जरा बड़ा कर दें स्क्रीन को.
Now we have this. Okay, अब दिख रहा है? Is it clear to you all now? Can you see this 5th May? And the
अब सही है, अब सही है.
Yes.
अब 5th May के बाद हम, yeah, Wahid. Okay, so now we have 7th May. 7th May, I have written these things. And on 10th May, I have these things. And then the assignment is here on 10th May. And on 12th May, you see these things. And here is the assignment which I had given.
भाई मेरे पोर्टल में तो नहीं है.
So don't worry about this. Any questions here?
तो अब जैसे मैं टीम पे जाता हूँ 10th में.
So anyway, now listen, Raza bhai, you can do that later on, and one-to-one we can discuss about it, because it is not logical to force everybody to waste their time into this. We can do this together later on. Okay.
सही है, सही है.
So right now I'm going to mute everybody. Let us start with installing Heidi SQL today. So let me share my internet window. Let me open this.
सईद भाई एक क्वेश्चन है कि आप यहाँ से मैं मेन पेज पे जाऊँ जहाँ पे आप हैं, उसके लिए कौन से कहाँ से जाते हैं?
वो बाद में देखते हैं.
अच्छा.
पहले अभी आप right now, can you people see my internet browser window?
Yes, I do.
So I type Heidi SQL, HEIDI-SQL. So this is the front-end client I'm going to use. When you people are not talking, I request you all to mute yourself. You can unmute only when you need to talk. Otherwise, you know, it will be background noise for everybody, and the recording will have all those noise. So we are here. We just typed in the browser, we typed Heidi SQL to search for it. Right now, Microsoft Bing here, it is working as a search engine. So HeidiSQL.com is here. Let us go to this. Or let us go to HeidiSQL.com directly. You need not search it also. You can just type HEIDISQL.com. Now, let us see to download it. So first thing is that this is installer. Add. So this is we are in the installer, and I go to this installer 32-bit or 64-bit combined. This is released on 24 January. Now, HiDSQL is a front-end database client. This is to help us connect to our database server. So I think this is downloading here. Let us see. Yeah, it is downloading. So once I click that, it started downloading here. Wow, it is going slow about. You people also are requested to download, and let us after this download, we will install it. And you people also can download and install side by side. So let us go show in folder. Sorry, I go open file. If I go open file, it will take me to another screen and you will not be able to see it. So wait, wait, let me share my whole desktop then. So then you will see when I'll be installing. So I go to desktop. So right now we are in the desktop, and once you see this is downloaded, now you may be looking at a smaller, your font would be smaller for you all right now, I think. But anyway, that is not important. We just downloaded HiDSQL. Now I'm going to open this file and let us see what it gives. So do you want to allow this application? Yes. And I accept. Next, 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 install. So I just didn't do any changes to anything. I just did install and launch HiDSQL, it says. So, finish. So after I finish this, it will launch HiDSQL screen. So here is HiDSQL now. Let me close the, I close the browser window. Now we are in HiDSQL.
Yes, Syed bhai, can you please window plus करें तो ये थोड़ा सा बड़ा हो जाएगा.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now, because right now I'm sharing the full screen, so I will close this sharing and I will now share HiDSQL window. After it is, now I'm going to run HiDSQL and I will show you that window. So on my, after it is installed, I just click on my menu and type HiDSQL. So here, this window. Can you see HiDSQL only, or you can see the whole thing?
Nothing, nothing.
Nothing?
You just see your icon with SZ.
Oh, okay, wait, let me see. Let me see what happened. So you cannot see this HiDSQL.
See nothing until now. Just see.
It means I have to share the whole screen then. Wait, because it is not coming up. So now whole screen is there. But this HiDSQL would be small for you people now, right? Can you see this HiDSQL session manager, the first screen?
Yeah, but it's very small.
Yeah, just trying to see where I can make it big. HiDSQL. So I typed it here. I see IDSQL. Let me try to see import setting, cancel more. Let me see what is this import setting. Get it? I'm not importing any setting. So, okay, let us let me. So IDSQL, and there is the screen. Now I just click new here, new, and let me cancel this, delete. It was nothing. So it was nothing here. And I press new on the bottom. I press new and I have unnamed. Now it says it is trying to go to.
We cannot hear you.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can see you.
no, I'm talking. You still cannot hear me?
But it's okay.
Okay, sorry. So here, I just selected PostgreSQL here. Now host name is 127.0.0.1. That is fine because this host name means the local host, this particular computer. Now here is the user. User is Postgres, which we all know, and password. So my password was admin when I created ADMIN. You people have created your own passwords, so which you can put in. So remember when we used to put PSQL, like here, PSQL, and when we go to the shell script, we get the first prompt as server or localhost. Here is the server or host name 127.0.0.1. This is actually localhost in the terms of number. So when we either we can say localhost or we can say 127.0.0.1. And then once in PSQL, once we press enter, we get database. So here it is going to connect to that database here. But before that, it is asking us the port. Port is here. So here is the port, which is already in IDSQL. And then username. So here is the username. And then password, when it asks for the password, I give the password admin in PSQL. So I'm connected here. And when I give admin here and I say open, so what it says, when you have installed it or to what? It's not in that folder. Oh, installing VC distributable might help. Okay, so it says install VC distributable. So maybe that Visual C distributable is not installed on my computer. So okay, update for VC distributable. Let me update this, or let me.
सैयद भाई वो आपकी स्क्रीन इसी तरह से रिकॉर्ड होगी इसलिए कि कुछ ना बहुत ही छोटा छोटा नजर आ रहा है.
जब आपको रिकॉर्डिंग में मिलेगी तो आपको पूरी मिलेगी. ठीक है.
तो इस इंटरफेस की क्यों जरूरत पड़ रही है हमें?
What? Don't call. Sorry. मैं पहले इसको रिजॉल्व कर लूं ताकि हम लोग ये रन टाइम इंस्टॉल कर लें. अपडेट रिजॉल्व माइक्रोसॉफ्ट डाउनलोड सेंटर. Germany, English, US. Okay, so I'll use English US. Download, and let us see after this download, this should work. Open.
Java, your screen is freezed actually.
Yeah, but we'll come back to it. वो ये screen ये installation process जो है आपका ये once you will try doing it, you will get the same kind of messages, and in the recording you will see all this in a more better way. And right now I cannot increase or decrease. Maybe I need to show down, or maybe decrease the resolution of my computer. Then I think it would be more bigger. But anyway, what I did is I first downloaded HiDSQL. I installed it. Then in HiDSQL, I was configuring the parameters to connect to my database, and it gave me that it requires VC, Visual C, some distributable files. So it gave me the link. I clicked to that link and I just went to English United States. I downloaded that, and after that I installed that. So that is what I did. Okay, don't worry if you are unable to see all that right now, but let us see now if this works. Still, maybe I need to restart. Let me increase the resolution or decrease the resolution so that you can see bigger picture. Just a minute. Display. So okay, I just changed the resolution. Hopefully it should be more better now. So this is my desktop. It should be bigger now for you people. Is it bigger?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are in HiDSQL now. Let me make it smaller. So here, this is called as unnamed. And let us see if this connects now. So here we are. So yeah, let us go back again. So what I did is I went to internet. I went to hidsql.com, and from there I downloaded, I installed HiDSQL. After installing, now I run this HiDSQL and it gave me nothing here. Then I clicked new. Let me do it again. I'm deleting this right now. So when I first run it, it gives me this screen. So this screen does not show me anything, means what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do. But here it is a new session. So this is a new setting I'm going to add up into HiDSQL. Now HiDSQL is a front-end database client. This is a client. Using this software, we are going to connect to the backend database engine, which is running on our computer. We were using PSQL client for today to connect to the backend database engine. Today, we are going to use HiDSQL to connect to that database engine. So this is the thing we are going to do right now.
This is working as an SSH, right?
No, this is not SSH. This
But
is
is this similar? You know, the similar.
No, it is not. It is like SSH also is a client. SSH client connects to a server which is running SSH on itself, on its port. Yes, in that term, if you know SSH, it is something similar. But this client is going to connect you to a database engine, not SSH, but a database. So here, when I click new, it says unnamed. So let me name it. Let me name it for myself. I name it Postgres, or it's my own name, so I can put anything. Postgres IZC, and here I select not MariaDB or MySQL. See, here network type means which database you want to connect to. You want to connect to MySQL or proxy or Microsoft's SQL Server or PostgreSQL's or there should be others also, but right now this is all we have. So I'm selecting PostgreSQL. This client can connect to MySQL. This client can connect to Microsoft SQL for Windows, and this client can connect to PostgreSQL also. So I go to PostgreSQL. When I selected PostgreSQL, HeidiSQL already knows that the username for PostgreSQL, normally the admin user is Postgres, and the password, it has given us blank. So we enter the password here. Whatever password you have created for your own database, that you have to enter here. And host IP, you have to keep it like this because this is the IP of your computer. Every computer has this IP. This IP 127.0.0.1 means the computer, this particular computer's IP on which I'm working. Your could be laptop, your could be desktop, whatever, but that computer has this IP. So I collect means I just keep that IP there because I'm not connecting to any remote server. I'm connecting to this and I click open. It should not be giving me that error. Okay, so let me save it first. So this is saved right now, this session, and I have already installed Microsoft Visual. Maybe I need to restart it. Just a minute. So I go to HeidiSQL here. Now here I am. This already comes in and I click open. Now here it is. So this HeidiSQL opens. Now let us see the databases here. There's nothing. So I'm going to close this. Or are you? If everything is clear to you, we can continue on this also. Everything is clear. Can somebody?
सैयद भाई ये आपने रीस्टार्ट कैसे किया था, बस वो दिखा दें।
कुछ नहीं, वो जब कनेक्ट नहीं हो रहा था, मैंने पहली बार जब HeidiSQL यहाँ टाइप किया, HEIDI HeidiSQL. So यहाँ पहले जब हमने इंस्टॉल किया, when we first initially installed, we were not having any session here. So we pressed new and it gave us a unnamed session. So I named that. I named anything. I can name this, to let us say Zia. Okay. Or I can name it to my connection or my database. So that is not, this is just a reference. The main thing is here. So what network type I'm going to connect to, what database type, and what is this is the library. Now library, they have created their own library. This is not our concern right now. This is not important for us. It is a background thing which HeidiSQL take care of. So we need not focus on that. Now, this is the IP address of this computer. This is the username, password. This is what is important. One, this is important. We have to keep this. This is important. We have to keep the username. We have to put the password which we used for installing our PostgreSQL. And then port is also important because if somebody has installed their Postgres on a different port, like 5433 or 5434 or any other port, you have to use that port. Because your database is installed on that port, it is listening on that port. Then after this, we click open, and here we are. It opens, and now if I see information schema or I see database here, when I click on this host, these things. So what are the public databases on this? I don't see anything right now. Okay, information schema, PC catalog, PG catalog, PG toast. These are internal details about the database. So, okay, we are here in this database, and here are 4, it says, and now we are going to create our database in this. So here in the query button, or in this window, we can type our queries. So let us say when I have given that that assignment, I'm going to open that assignment. So I put that assignment here. Okay, so I told to request the data, create a database called IZC school. So let us create this database.
Sayyid Hassan, one question before you go forward.
Yeah.
What library you choose for that session manager? Remember?
Yes, that library was PostgreSQL.
Yes, but I mean, that's the network type. But below there is
Okay, wait. Let me do it once again. Although it is in recording, but let us do it once again. Here I am. I just closed Heidi SQL. I'm going to start as a fresh Heidi SQL here. I opened Heidi SQL. It is here. Now I delete this because there is nothing. Right now it is fresh. Okay. A blank database means a blank client which cannot connect to any session or cannot connect to any database right now, because there is no details how to connect, where to connect, what is the user ID, what is the port, what is the server. There is no information right now on this session. So I create a new session, a new session I create. When I click new, it created an unnamed session. I said my session or my database. Or you can create anything. You can give your name also, but you can use meaningful. Here in network type, I select PostgreSQL TCP/IP. When I select that,
सैयद भाई, ये आप जो इसका जो पासवर्ड होगा ये इज इक्वल टू सेम एज PSQL या ये डिफरेंट होगा इसका पासवर्ड?
वो पासवर्ड जो आप PSQL में डाल रहे थे वो पासवर्ड भी PSQL का पासवर्ड नहीं था. That password was your password which is inside the database. PSQL was just a client, a front-end tool. So in spite of PSQL, we are now trying to learn Heidi SQL. Why Heidi SQL we are trying to learn today is because this is more, more user friendly. You will see more things into it, and it is not a command line interface. This is a graphical user interface. You will see the things and you'll be, pardon? So in the library here, let us select the 12 one, although it selected itself for me earlier, but right now I can see there are 2 libraries. So this is library Postgre PG under -12 DLL. So let me select that. And this is important. IP address, don't change it. User Postgres, okay. Password is whatever password you created when you were installing PostgreSQL. Remember, so the same password for this user, because this is what the user we normally use to connect in PSQL. So whatever user ID you had in PSQL, whatever password you had in PSQL, we use the same user ID, same password, and then we click open. And it says this is changed. You want to save it? Yeah, I save it. So here I am now in this screen. Now I can see that my database is here, and it is telling this it has run these tables itself. It has run these commands. But anyway, Let us go to this query window. See here, this is a host window or tab. This is a query tab. So I come to query tab, and here I have to create a database. My database should be as per this assignment IZC school. So let me create a database. Let me see if my create database works here. Create database IZC school. Right, and then I click this. So it says, yeah, it shows me the result here. Create database IZC school. It is running and says affected rows 0, found rows 0, then duration. So it took some time. Now let us refresh this because we could not see our database here, IZC school. So I refresh this. Why I still don't see? Maybe I
Semicolon.
no. This command has been executed. Now I know the database has been created. We can verify that using PSQL. Let us go to PSQL, login, password, admin. And when I say \L, I should see IZC school here. See, IZC school is here. And I also have IZC education and IZC INC. I don't know why these two are not shown there. They should be. Access privileges.
But probably you have to restart the computer because it asked me.
Not the computer. I think I need to just refresh this database. So let me see.
Because I have similar issues. I have installed it, but I have not restarted the laptop because that's what I'm asking. I didn't want to have disconnections. But now I can see I'm not able to see my own database as well. So maybe it's false.
Okay. So is it connecting to session new load, save, export? Okay, let me exit and retry this because I would see it is asking, do you want to save that SQL command? I said no, don't save my command. So this query, in this query I have written this command, right? It is asking to save that. Right now I'm not saving. So we go to IDSQL once again. I connect to MySQL, Postgres, open. Again, why it is not showing me my database here? Oh, databases. Let me do it in a different way now. In IDSQL, I select here, and in database, where is the database selection? Okay, separated by semicolon. Here in database, it is asking which database to connect. Now let us see. Oh yeah, here it is showing. So we created normally in PSQL, when we are in this PSQL here, when we connect to the root, the main database, where it shows us all of these. But here now we have to select the database, which database we want to connect to. So I said I have created that database. I want to connect to this database, IZC school, and I click open. So it says the setting for this is changed. Do you want to save it? I said, OK, save it. So now here we have we are connected to our database that is called as IZC school. If you remember, we were connecting PSQL and we were directly connecting to the Postgres database. And from Postgres database, we used to change database here. IZC school, and there it changes our connection from Postgres database. We connect to IZC school. See, it says you are now connected to database as IZC school as user Postgres. So our user is Postgres, but now the database is IZC school. So we are now here in HiDSQL, and we are inside the database IZC school. But here, if we try to see tables, we have no tables, nothing here. We don't have these are the things which are PostgreSQL internal things. We are not concerned with that right now. They may be later required. So we don't have any table here right now. Otherwise, that table will be shown here. So we go to query. Now let us see. Let us try to create our table. So if you remember in this, we have this create table students with all these details. So let me just copy them. Take them to HiDSQL. So this is a window here. I say create table and create table students. So the table name is students, students. Now inside this, I will write this as a student ID is serial and primary key, comma. Now this is admission number is varchar 10, and this is not null and unique. Now see this carefully. When I said student ID serial, it means it will create a field as student ID with serial. Now serial means serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now when I type a column type as serial, it will automatically generate the number 1, 2, 3, 4 serially. It will go one by one itself. And I'm going to use that as primary, the student ID as primary key. Now, when I put anything as a primary key, the primary key is always unique. Unique means we can never have two students with same student ID. If we have given student ID, first student ID as 1, then second student ID will never be 1. It will be 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever, but it can never duplicate. So now first student ID is serial, and that is a primary key. Every table normally has a primary key. It is very, very important, and we are going to use that option right now. So admission number varchar. Varchar means variable character, and how many digits? 10 digits. So it can be 1 character, it can be 10 characters, or it can be 5 characters, anything between 1 to 10, and it is a variable length. And now it is not null. Not null means in admission number, if you are entering any record, it has to have some value. You cannot enter a blank into admission number. And when I said unique here, it means again it is going to create a key, and this is called unique key. Unique key means no two students have same admission number. So admission number for all the students will be different. Now admission date is a date. OK, this is not null, means there has to be a date and comma now. And then student name. OK, student name is varchar 50, not null, comma. Then father's name, not null, comma, and date of birth, not null. OK, so there has to be compulsory date of birth. And when I say blood group varchar 3 and nothing means it can take null also. Means if you don't know the blood group, you just press enter, means don't press any or don't enter any data into this column. It will be OK. Now address varchar 30. Now this can also be null, means a student, if he don't provide you the address at the time you're recording this, it's okay. It will continue, means it will not stop you there. Province is character 2, and here father's mobile. This is just a table where we are recording the information about the students who are attending the school. Students means kids. So a kid normally, when you need to contact somebody, you need to have his father's mobile or parents' mobile or whatever, or mother's mobile. So this is just an example of that. Here I need to put comma, and then created by who has created this record. Default is current user. Now what is the current user right now? That is Postgres, if you remember. That is the current user here. Created on timestamp, not null. Default now. Now created on when this record was created. So whenever we enter the record, it will record the timestamp and it will record now for that. And updated on. If somebody updates this record later on, then it will record. We need to put the updated on timestamp here, and default it will take now. And after this, I press again another bracket because this is the last field. And let us execute this command. So in this query tab, I have written this command to create table. If you want to see the full command, create table students, bracket starts, student ID, serial, primary key, comma after that. So this is the definition of first column, then second column, then third column. All this definition here, while creating table, we are defining all the columns and their details. What type of column is this? How many characters it can take? Whether it is null or not null, primary key, or different. These are called constraints. The primary key is a constraint. Null, not null is a constraint. Constraint means a condition. Now admission number constraint is not null. Not null is the condition, means you have to have some admission number. You cannot simply say I don't have admission number. If you don't have admission number, you cannot record the data for that student. So I click execute. When I click execute, here it says create table. This is the window. It is showing me the status of the execution. So it says duration for one query. It has executed this, by the way. So when we go here now,
ये सईद भाई, ये जो एडमिशन जो है ना, जब प्राइमरी की जो सिंटैक्स में एडमिशन नंबर आएगा या उससे पहले या सीरियल वाला?
प्राइमरी की और यूनिक दोनों ही की बनाएंगे, दोनों ही इंडेक्स बनाएंगे. व्हेन वी सेड प्राइमरी की में क्या होता है, इंडेक्स बनता है, तो ये इंडेक्स अपने आप इस टेबल पे बनेगा स्टूडेंट आईडी के हिसाब से. और जब भी प्राइमरी की होता है तो वो यूनिक हो जाता है, मतलब प्राइमरी की इज ऑलवेज यूनिक. अब यहाँ हम यूनिक की का कमांड दिया है तो ये भी की बनाएगा, लेकिन ये यूनिक बनाएगा. ये प्राइमरी की नहीं है एडमिशन नंबर, लेकिन ये भी एक यूनिक की है, इंडेक्स इस पे भी बनेगा. दोनों चीजों पे इंडेक्स बनेंगे, स्टूडेंट आईडी पर भी.
और एडमिशन नंबर, ये इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट है कि आप प्राइमरी की एडमिशन नंबर, यूनिक तो समझ में आ गया कि प्राइमरी की यूनिक होता है, लेकिन इसकी क्या जरूरत है एडमिशन नंबर लिखने की?
एडमिशन नंबर, स्टूडेंट का एडमिशन किस डेट को हुआ, किस एडमिशन नंबर से हुआ, तो उसके रिकॉर्ड्स देखने के लिए ये एक कॉलम मैंने रखा है. You know, it may not be necessary for every school. That's why. So I just kept it there for the sake of understanding.
अच्छा, दूसरी चीज ये कि ये जो ऊपर जो स्क्रीन है, अगर इसको हमें ऑल्टर करना है, कहीं पे एंटर है, तो वो स्क्रीन के जो बटन है, मेन्यू बटन, ये जरा एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे, क्योंकि ये समझना जरूर.
ओके, नहीं, इसमें 2-3 चीजें बस आप समझिए फिलहाल. एक ये क्वेरी, ये एक होस्ट के बारे में, ये होस्ट वाली स्क्रीन तो यहीं पे है, यहाँ आ गई, ये होस्ट का टैब है. ये दूसरा टैब है डेटाबेस का, तो डेटाबेस का भी टैब आपको जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. क्वेरी का टैब है ये, इसमें हम क्वेरी रन करते हैं. तो अब इसी में हमने क्वेरी या कमांड रन करते हैं, तो इसके अंदर मैंने ये कमांड रन की और ये टाइप की और उसके बाद ये एग्जीक्यूट की रन, या F9 दबा सकता था मैं, यहाँ पे दिखाया इसने, either I press F9 or I press this. So once I type this command, like in PSQL, यहाँ पर आप वो सारी कमांड लिखते, जैसे ये सारी कमांड हमने यहाँ लिखी है, यही कमांड हम PSQL में यहाँ आके लिखते और यहाँ लास्ट में हम सेमीकोलन लगा के एंटर करते। तो जब हम एंटर करते, सॉरी, तो इसने क्या किया कि वो नीचे कमांड्स लेके जाके और इसने यहाँ पे दूसरे वो बना दिए। बट एनीवे, तो पॉइंट ये है कहने का कि यहाँ हमने कमांड लाइन पे जाके एंटर किया और उसने उसके हिसाब से टेबल बना दिया। अब मैं इससे बाहर तो निकलूं, और यहाँ हमने ये,
लेकिन उसको अगर हमें क्लियर करना है, हमसे कोई मिस्टेक हो गई किसी लाइन, हमें वो पूरी लाइन मिटानी है और उसको दोबारा
ये तो आप यहाँ पे एग्जीक्यूट करने से पहले तो आप यहाँ पे कभी भी चेंज कर सकते हैं। लाइक यहाँ पे आपने एग्जीक्यूट करने से पहले आपने इसको चेंज कर दिया और एक बार एग्जीक्यूट हो गया तो वो टेबल क्रिएट हो जाएगा। Then you cannot go and change here. अभी जैसे ये टेबल यहाँ बन गया है, right now this table is here. Now if I again try to execute this, it will fail. It will fail. Because बोल रहा है कि स्टूडेंट्स टेबल तो पहले से ही है, आप क्यों इसको दोबारा रन कर रहे हैं, राइट? सो once I create this,
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि अगर आप बीच में आप कोई चीज भूल गए हैं, उसको इरेज करना है, लाइन को रीराइट करना है,
तो इसमें तो आप ये तो सीधा टेक्स्ट एडिटर है ना, यहाँ तो आप कुछ भी बीच में कर सकते हैं, यहाँ तो आप कर ही रहे हैं ना।
सही है।
यहाँ तो आप फिर से पूरा मिटा के फिर से कर सकते हैं, या यहाँ फिर से कॉपी पेस्ट कर लिया, या दिस इज जस्ट अ टेक्स्ट फाइल। बट व्हाट नॉर्मली आई डू व्हेन आई नीड टू डू समथिंग लाइक दिस, सो अब मैं क्या करता हूँ कि यहीं पर अपनी कमांड्स यहीं बना लेता हूँ पूरी की पूरी। लेट अस से आई क्रिएट माय कमांड हियर, मैंने यहीं ये कमांड बना ली पूरी, वो अपनी डॉक्यूमेंट फाइल में ही मैंने यहाँ टाइप कर लिया पूरा कि ये मेरी कमांड है, और ये पूरी बना लेने के बाद तो फिर मैं इसको यहाँ से कॉपी करता हूँ, यहाँ से और फिर बल्कि ये वर्ड फॉर्मेट में थोड़ा सा कलरफुल और इधर उधर दिखेगा। आई वुड रादर यूज नोटपैड। नोटपैड में जो है ये थोड़ा सा प्लेन दिखेगा, सिंपल दिखेगा। तो ये नोटपैड में, अच्छा नोटपैड में दूसरा ये कि स्पेस भी आपको क्लियरली दिखते हैं कि कहाँ आपने स्पेस छोड़ा है कहाँ नहीं। तो एनीवे मैं यहाँ पे इसको कर सकता हूँ, एंड आई कैन रिकॉर्ड दिस नोटपैड फॉर माय रेफरेंस लेटर कि मैंने इस नोटपैड में अपने टेबल्स की डेफिनेशन रखी है। लेकिन ये डेफिनेशंस हमें डेटाबेस से भी मिल सकती हैं। तो आई एम क्लोजिंग दिस राइट नाउ, वी आर गोइंग ओवर आवर टाइम टुडे। मैं थोड़ी सी देर और लेता हूँ और फिर हम लोग ब्रेक करते हैं। खैर, एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ हमने ये की कि हमने ये सीखा आज कि हमने टेबल यहाँ से बना लिया। ये टेबल आप लोगों ने बना ही लिया होगा ज़्यादातर लोगों ने। अब हम ये रिकॉर्ड एंटर कर रहे थे यहाँ पे, मसलन ये रिकॉर्ड एंटर करना है, तो अगर इस रिकॉर्ड को एंटर करना है तो मैं ये करता हूँ नॉर्मली, अगर थोड़े कम रिकॉर्ड्स हैं तो मैं इसको लेके एक्सेल में चला जाता हूँ। यहाँ ये एक्सेल में हम आ गए और फॉर्मेट एक्सेल वगैरह आप लोगों ने यूज की है? एनी प्रॉब्लम इन यूजिंग एक्सेल? सो अब ये एक्सेल मैं ये यूज करूं या नहीं करूं? व्हाट यू पीपल सजेस्ट?
मैंने तो एक्सेल नहीं किया हुआ है, तो
okay. तो चलें, हम लोग एक्सेल यूज नहीं करते हैं, हम ऐसा करते हैं सीधा वर्ड के ही डॉक्यूमेंट में इस अपनी स्टेटमेंट को बनाते हैं। तो हमें ये यूज करना था, ये इंसर्ट की कमांड बनानी है। तो हम ये करेंगे कि इंसर्ट इनटू, कौन से टेबल में इंसर्ट करना है, तो स्टूडेंट्स में, और क्या वैल्यूज एंटर करनी है, एडमिशन नंबर, ADMISSION, एडमिशन नंबर, और एडमिशन डेट, or student name, comma, father name, comma, date of birth, comma, blood group, comma, address, comma, city, comma, province, comma, father's mobile. Close. और यहाँ पे लिखेंगे values. And Wahid, are you there watching this?
Well, I'm watching, but I don't get any words from different language because you're speaking another language. So.
I'm sorry. You should have, pointed that out to me. Anyway, see, Wahid, you saw how we created HideSQL, how we logged in with HideSQL, and how I typed to create the table in HideSQL, right? Now I'm just writing the insert command. Remember, you were showing me insert command and you told me that it was failing. So now you have to pay attention. So I put this here. See the insert command, insert into students, admission number. This is the column. Now, comma, admission date. Now we are just giving the column name. We are not giving the definition of column here. You were typing the definition also along with it. That's why it was giving you error there. So when you press the value, okay, second, now I put the student name as the third value here. No, sorry. Okay, and then this is the father's name, and then date of birth, and then comma, blood group. Blood group is O positive, and then comma, address. I just typed something very awkward, and then Brampton.
My question is, why don't you use a HideSQL for even values? I mean, certain values.
I can, because right now I'm typing and copying it here from here. I'm going to use HideSQL. Just see. So I created this record. Okay, created this insert statement. Okay.
Or
now
maybe you're creating CSV file that you can import to the table. I don't know. So you can do that too as well.
Yes. We will learn that also. We will do that, creating a CSV and then importing the data directly. We will do that definitely. But before we do that, that is an advanced thing. Before we do that, we must know the basic things. So this is a basic command. We must know this. If we are clear on this, then of course we will use CSV to import the file directly. Yeah, we will do that. So here I have written this command. It is here with values. So I just am checking if everything is fine. No commas I have left or anything like that. So yeah, I hope this command is fine. So I select here and I press execute. It says syntax error, line 1, values where birth, address, city, province, bio. So this is, let us take it into different line so that we can compare. So this is admission number. This is admission date. This is student name. This is father's name. And this is date of birth. This is blood group. This is address, city, province. Oh, and That one is father's mobile. And let me put semicolon. You can see.
सईद भाई ये स्क्रीन को क्लियर करने के लिए क्या है, कौन सा बटन है?
आप सेलेक्ट करें, डिलीट कर दें. Syntax error or near at or near this thing, line 2 values, this Pradipta. Here it tells me.
So where do you define the type of the values?
Oh, you know. Oh, when you create the table, then you define that. You know, when you create the table here, let me, because I think Word has changed my commas. So I'm just changing the commas here. Apostrophes, See, something from Word is different here, and in Word it is different. Strange. So Wahid, that definition or the details about the columns that goes in when we are defining the table. So when in the command, when we say create table, there we have to define the admission number, this size, and unique, and all that.
Well, I didn't see any values. Where did you define it? Because when I'm following.
Okay. Once you see this video again, you will see where I have defined. Because I was explaining how to create the table. There I have defined. I think anybody has the same question, or others they understood where I defined the field details, the field types, and everything. Anybody? Means, have you understood what Wahid is asking?
No, Ziya, can you explain it again?
Okay, Wahid, what are you asking? Let others also understand.
Well, I was asking, where did you define the value types?
Where you define the
type of the values, for example,
the type. Okay. So where I define the admission type, where I define the admission date and the size, where I define the student name and father name and date of birth, right? Means where is, how much is the size of the student name? What is the size of the father name? The size of the field, the columns. Is that the question?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
When we create table, Wahid, you can see this window. When we use create table command, there we defined everything. Student ID, serial primary key, admission number, varchar2, not null, unique, admission date, not null. So this is the definition. When we use create table command, we use this definition. Okay.
The thing I was a little bit confused because first we were focusing on this session windows, and then suddenly we jumped to the Microsoft Excel.
Have you Wahid, have you done the first assignment which I had given on 10th?
Yes, I have done it, but I mean, in this, what do you call it?
Here, okay, let us see this once again. First, I gave the assignment to create the database. So you know how to create the database. That is fine.
No, my question is, the reason I was a little bit confused because we were focusing on working on this high school.
Anyway, so wait. So now you understood that we define the columns when we write create table command, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, great. Yeah. Great. Now let us focus on this insert command now. So when we use insert command, we just give the column names, column headings here. Okay. Yeah. Now I have given this column heading. Now just first column we just completed. Now let us complete the second column. So I use this, take this from here, and I go to my here I go. I just paste it here and I remove. Let me bring everything here once.
भाई आप जो हमें PSQL करा रहे थे, so why don't you do everything there, that in that window, in that interface, then we come here.
We can do it there also. Let us see. Okay, I will just create one insert command here and we will do it there. Okay, let us. I will take that also example. So I'm just make this insert statement first. I'm making the insert statement right now. I'm not executing it. Insert statement I can make in using my notepad also. Okay, or this is right now Heidi SQL. This window is like a notepad window. Okay, is it making any sense? So this is a notepad window right now.
Yes, that's okay.
I'm just making this insert statement, and after this insert statement I will use and execute this insert statement using PSQL. Okay, we will use PSQL to execute this insert statement. It's the same thing. Either we use in PSQL or we use here. So these all things I have written. Let me remove them. Here I go. Here 18 Drive, Brampton. Okay, let me take it.
So, Ziya, either we have options like we can use PSQL or HiDSQL.
Yes. Both things are same.
But
so
I think HiDSQL is more easier than PSQL.
Exactly. Why HiDSQL is easier? Because here you can see it in different window and everything is visible to you here.
Yes.
So I use this and here I have put this. So now I have edited everything. This is my command. Now let me go to PSQL. I connect to PSQL. Inside the database, let me this thing once again. Please wait. PSQL. In PSQL server localhost database, let me type IZC school. Okay, I know there is a database IZC school here, which is running on my Postgres. So I type that, and so right now I'm not using database as Postgres, but I'm using database as IZC school, and username is Postgres, and I type admin. And here, see, I'm directly connected to IZC school now. I need not type that command \c. Now here, if we see /d, we see that table students. Okay, and here we see student ID sequence. This is a sequence. This is not a table. Our concern is table right now. Sequence is an automatically generated serial number which we just created when we gave the command create table student ID serial. So that serial command has created this sequence. So now I say D students. This is to see the details of students. Here is the detail of student. So here, see, it says that next value default is next value student ID sequence. It will take the next value of the student ID. And let us see what data is already there in students. So we say select star from students. And here we have record number 1. But can you see this PSQL? It is showing it in a very random way. Now I will run the same command in a new query. Is a new query tab. I said one query is here. I said new query tab here. I just type select star from students here and see what happens. Run, and here I am. Here in this window, if I do this, so select star from students. Here I have student ID, admission number. This is more readable format. And can you see created on and updated on field automatically? So where 3 fields here are automatically generated. One is student ID, because if you remember in our query, we have not written student ID, insert into admission number. We have not written inserts into students with student ID. Student ID, it is taking itself because we have mentioned the student ID is a serial. And then we are not giving it created by and updated on, created on, date and time. We are not giving, it is taking automatically. Why? Because we have given the default values to them. See here. See, created by Postgres. Now, this is my user ID by which I have logged in. So it has stamped that my ID there, Postgres, and created on and updated on. But now, second query, when I was going to insert this query, if I take this command and I go, I can execute this here also, but let me execute it using PSQL. Here, enter, and it says insert 0, 1. So that row is also inserted. Now, if I come here again, here, select star from students, and I execute this again, I have 2 records. So is it making any sense to you people right now?
Yes. ये सीरियल आपने कहाँ से वर्ड यूज किया?
Okay, yes. For that, I would suggest कि ये जो क्वेश्चन है आपका, इसको आप थोड़ा सा इंटरनेट में सर्च कीजिए कि यहाँ पर जाके कि create table command PostgreSQL and यहाँ पे with serial. Let us see what we say. Using Postgres serial to create auto increment column. Okay. So here, what it says that create table name, ID is the heading, and then serial. So you can read these things. Just give it some time and figure it out, and you will understand what I mean. And if you don't understand, we can discuss this also. So the serial is an automatically generated auto increment generated numbers. So here, this is one of the examples I'm showing you to show the power of databases. We are just beginning to understand the power of databases. And I just use 2 rows right now. So similarly, I request you to complete this and insert everything. Some people have done it. I don't want to do injustice to them. And there was a question like the city has 10 only, column width is 10, and Mississauga is not going to get accommodated into city as Mississauga word is 11 characters. So how we accommodate Mississauga in 10 character field? No, we cannot accommodate that. That is an error. We should increase the column width. So for that, we have to increase the column width, and we have to use alter table command. So we can go and see here. Alter table, alter column. So here Postgres. So method of alter column in Postgres, rename a column name in the below example. Okay, he's trying to alter or rename, let us see, or alter the column, the size. How to alter a column in PostgreSQL? You can see alter table student 1, add student ID new, and this is integer. This is adding a new column, and there is another one, alter column, rename a column name. So alter table, existing table name, rename column, old column name to new column name. So this is just renaming a column. And here, let us say adding new column and column new column, deleting a column. You can delete a column, drop, then add constraint. You can add a constraint, making it null or not null. You can remove the constraint. You can drop the constraint. You can change the data type of the column, alter table, name of the table, and then space, alter column, name of the column, and data type. So here, this is the command which we are going to use. So we come back to our window here, and we say alter table students alter
सैयद भाई मैंने आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा था ना वो लिख के ये उससे कि कहाँ पे जैसे कि आपने वहाँ पे हमें यानी क्रिएट टेबल में जो आपने कंडीशन ऐड किया था तो हम तो टेबल क्रिएट कर चुके हैं अगर तो अगर हम इन द मिडिल हम चाहें कि उसको ऑल्टर कर लें या स्टेटमेंट ऐड कर लें
मैं वही कर रहा हूँ कि हमने एक टेबल तो बना लिया है and we realize once the table is created we know the column size of the city is 10 characters. Now we are entering the column we want to enter city as Mississauga. If you see, Mississauga has 11 characters which cannot fit into city name. The city name is 10 characters. So here we are going to change like using this type of command. So let us take this as a sample and we come to IZC-SQL. Let me just put it for reference. So alter table, our table name is students, alter column, and then we say city, column is city, and we say type, or we can say where. We can put 11, or on a safer side, we can put 20. Okay, so we can accommodate future references also. Let us delete this. So this is alter table students, alter column city, varchar. Let us execute this. What it says, syntax error. Why? Alter table students, so the city column, city type. Let me see, type is important. Varchar, okay. Yeah, so here we just increase the width of the column to 20. Now, if we see this table students, we see city varchar 10 here. Let us refresh it. Refresh here. What is this? No, I think I need.
ये मेरा सवाल था कि जो हमने एम्प्लॉय टेबल में हमने प्राइमरी की ऐड की थी तो आपने ड्रॉप किया था टेबल को ड्रॉप करने के बाद फिर दोबारा क्रिएट किया फिर उसमें आपने ये प्राइमरी की ऐड की थी कि जब
वो शुरू में जब हम बना रहे थे जी on the first day after creating after installing PostgreSQL, that I did purposefully to show you that we can create table, we can drop table. It is not important to drop table once you create. You can alter the table after that. So that is what the alter command is. That is what I just show here to you people.
यही मैं पूछ रहा था कि अब alter ही करेंगे
वो चीज हाँ alter command से ही होगी. ये जो यहाँ पे है alter command की statements. ये क्या हुआ?
तो क्रिएट टेबल में हम जो भी ऐड करना चाहें घटाना चाहें तो वो ऑल्टर से होगा.
Correct. Alter table command is going to help you to this alter table, alter column. This is going to help you change anything in a table without dropping it, because consider there is already a table, it has thousands of records, and you now want to, you realize that, oh, one column is more required, so you cannot drop that table, because once you drop the table, you're dropping all the data along with it. So you need to alter the table. We don't drop the tables, we alter the table, we change the table, we modify the table. So here, correct. So here are the alter commands which you can go through. I will put a link there, or you can see it yourself also.
अच्छा, एक चीज और, आप ये सारा कुछ उसमें PSQL में करें तो ज्यादा वो मेक सेंस करता है। ये तो वो है ग्राफिक है ना, ये तो हम कभी भी कर सकते हैं। वो असल में अगर हम PSQL के इंटरफेस पे करें तो ज्यादा अच्छा है।
नो, ये इसीलिए मैंने वहां से शुरू किया, so that you people can start understanding, have an idea of it. Once you have an idea of it, then and once you understand what you're doing in PSQL and the same thing which you're doing it here, then you will realize that this is fine. Means you can similarly use it here also or there also. It doesn't matter. You can use both the things. That's why I wanted to show you the graphic user interface. The good part with this is the data looks more readable, more proper in this. That is why I wanted to show you this also. Although when we installed PostgreSQL, in that installation, we installed the Postgres front end, graphic user interface also. But I'm using HiDSQL because this is more readable. That's why. So let us finish this for today. This recording is here. You can always watch the recording once again if you people have missed something or anything, and we can continue of this because we have passed quite long today somehow, but this was important also. So I have not entered all the records, but yes, I showed you how HiDSQL can be installed, how to configure it, and how to connect using HiDSQL, how to alter the table. These things we will be covering, and we will, yeah, I will create one more assignment today. Let us see if you people can cover up the similar assignment just for the practice. Hopefully this will start making sense to most of you once you start doing it. Okay.
अच्छा, एक चीज और, वो जो आपने जो अभी मैंने देख लिया, वो मेन्यू से प्रिंट आउट कैसे करना है? अगर मुझे प्रिंट आउट लेना है इसका, तो वो जरा दिखा देंगे?
किस चीज का प्रिंट आउट?
ये जो असाइनमेंट का जो आप देते हैं ना,
वो असाइनमेंट तो आप जब टेबल में खोलेंगे, या यू कैन डाउनलोड द फाइल. कैन यू, आफ्टर यू डाउनलोड यू कैन प्रिंट इट. दैट इज अ सिंपल वर्ड फाइल.
ओह अच्छा, ठीक है.
So that file is in here also. If you want to just quickly let me show you. यहाँ पे ये फाइल्स में अगर आप जाएंगे तो फाइल्स में भी मैंने उसको रखा है. असाइनमेंट ऑन 10th में, इन द सेम वे असाइनमेंट ऑन 12th में. अब जो दूसरा असाइनमेंट, तो ये डॉक्यूमेंट फाइल है, आप इसको डाउनलोड कर लें और उसके बाद वो कर लें अपना प्रिंट.
ये सही है, यहाँ से इजी है फाइल्स में जाके.
करेक्ट. तो ये विकी में जो है, विकी में मैंने यहाँ फाइल का लिंक बस डाला है. ये फाइल पहले मैंने वहां लोड की, उस फाइल का लिंक यहाँ डाला है. दैट्स इट. चले, ओके. गुड फॉर टुडे. आई थिंक वी हैव सरपास्ड आवर टाइम. सॉरी फॉर अदर्स. इट वाज लॉन्ग टुडे. ठीक है, खुदा हाफिज.
खुदा हाफिज.